You're probably wondering why we're playing Christmas music when it's March, April. Well, first of all, why not? Number one. Number two, it's the theme of our show. It is the holidays at the Disney parks, and that sets us up with another exciting edition of the DisneyVerse Podcast. Hope everyone's having a great day. My name is Michael, and joined, as always, by the amazing cast of characters, Vicky, Patricia, and Terry. Ladies, don't you just love the holidays? Especially the Christmas music that we're playing when it's Easter.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love
Yeah,
it.
we play Christmas music all year round in my family.
Okay, well, I'm not going to come to your house, but that's fine.
My mom has been limited to after Thanksgiving through New Year's, or else she would play it all year.
Is it?
My mom admits to me that she starts in September.
Oh, man.
Okay.
So,
That's when
my
we
son-
have Christmas stuff out, so I mean...
is there like a... no, that's a big grand finale, Jesus. Hello, everybody. Is there a... I guess, kind of on the side of it, is there like a kind of a time when you need to not play Christmas music? Because, Christmas music always is kind of fun to play, and sometimes it's fun to play it when you have a 4th of July party. You just start playing Bing Crosby, have yourself a merry, but yeah, it's funny when you hear that for the 4th of July, but there usually is kind of like a code as, okay, we're not playing Christmas music until Thanksgiving, because you have the other holidays.
I do have the ones when I just have my phone on shuffle, and sometimes funny things come up, The Christmas songs that I have are some by Trans-Siberian Orchestra, like Wizards in Winter. That one is now some.
Oh, nice.
Holiday.
Good one.
And also, I have the entire John Denver and the Muppets Christmas Carol album
Yes.
on my phone. So occasionally, a random Muppet song that is Kermit singing about Christmas will come on. So, that's normal.
Golden rings.
Yes.
This is
And
what
don't get
happens.
me wrong,
This is
love
what
Christmas
happens.
music.
Oh yeah, this is what happens
But-
when you run on like 3 hours of sleep. This is just how we go crazy on this. So hope everyone's doing well out there. My name is Michael, and again, thank you very much for joining us here. We got a lot to get to here. We kind of got into the Christmas discussion. We'll get into more of that here in just a little bit. We'll talk about some of the holiday happenings around the Disney parks. We kind of wanted to talk about this on the first available holiday, and of course, since Easter is upon us, we wanted to kind of just say, okay, well, let's just go ahead and talk about holidays at the Disney park. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We also have some news coming out of D23. Apparently Disney is listening to our show, because the very next day after we talked about D23, they made an announcement about D23. So we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. And we do have our contest winner for Coco. Now, I did try to rig the contest. Unfortunately, I still lost that. So clearly, I have no luck with any kind of contest. But we do have a winner, so we'll announce that here in just a little bit. Of course, we do have our ways to contact the show. We'll go through those right now. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/DisneyVerse. If you want to hit us up via Facebook, Twitter, DisneyVerse Pod is the Twitter handle for that. And, of course, if you do want to send us an email, DisneyVersePodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions about the show, if you want to be a commentator or guest on the show, or if you just want to say, hey, Mike, you sound really incredibly awesome when you don't get any sleep and sunburnt. So that's me today. We have some news we do want to get into surrounding D23. Now, D23... we talked about this last week, ladies. D23, we want to go down there. We were talking a little bit of how awesome it is, how a lot of things are happening with it. Well, D23 did make their announcement just a couple of days ago. D23 will take place the weekend of August 23rd through the 21st, or through the 23rd, 23rd, 25th. This has been going on since 2009. Trish, I know you talked about that because you guys have gone down there for D23. For people who missed last week's episode, what is D23? What exactly is this?
Well, D23 is the Disney fan club for major Disney fans, I guess you could say. They started in 2009, and they immediately said, we're going to do our first Disney Expo this summer in 2009. And it was basically like a Comic-Con, but that's just all Disney. And they have it at the Anaheim Convention Center, and so it's right across the street from Disneyland. And it's 3 days of panels and presentations and all kinds of things that have to do with Disney.
Yeah, there's a lot of upfronts that happen at D23. In fact, it was announced in their press release that they will be discussing surrounding the activities such as Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars. They will unite under one roof to celebrate what's new and what's on the horizon. One of the more notable things that happened with D23 a few years ago was when they made the announcement for Star Wars Land. So obviously Disney theme parks are discussed during this. The Disney Channel cast of a lot of their different shows come out there as well. So, and there's a ton of cosplay. So this is just one of those opportunities that you can be with your fellow Disney geeks and you can celebrate everything that has to do with Disney. It is at the Anaheim Convention Center. So, I know we do want to go down there, but if you are looking to do Disney around that time of year, keep in mind the parks will probably be close to capacity, so you may want to keep an eye on that.
Actually, last time the parks were pretty empty because everybody was at the convention.
Well, because they knew we weren't there, so the
wait times were like really reasonable. California Adventure was like 10-minute waits for like everything.
I expect since the DisneyVerse podcast will be attending, I can foresee that capacity will be exceeded at the Disney parks, and I expect the lines to just meet us will require a fast pass, and Disney will not have those fast passes. We will just create those fast passes ourselves. So,
but D23 is like super popular for all Disney fans. They announce new movies,
yes,
new park upgrades, new everything. Basically, that entire week, if you're not at D23, you're glued to your news devices finding out a whole bunch of new information. Last time we got new info about Star Wars Land. We got movie announcements. They had ride announcements for Paris and Disney World and Disneyland, and 3 new cruise ships announced, and it's like enormous. So I expect nothing less for 2019. The list is going to be quite large.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and it definitely will, because you have, like you just said, Terry, you've got the parks they have to discuss. They have to talk about the shows. They have to talk about some of the vacations, and it's you look at all that stuff, but Vicky, there's it's not just the major stuff. There's a lot of these little things. I mean, I was looking at all the booths that happen at D23. I mean, there's Disney Vacations Club is out there. They're they're trying to get you to get a membership out there, but there's just so much to do at a Disney convention, and they only do it once every 2 years.
It really has expanded.
Yeah. And one of the best things that they do there is the Disney Archives.
Yes.
They bring over a bunch of
yes,
stuff from the Disney Archives and basically set up a museum in there.
Yes.
And I was lucky the first 2 times I went. Dave Smith, who was the curator of the Disney Archives from the beginning, he's the one that actually created it. He was there on hand, and you could talk to him about stuff, and he would tell you about things. It was amazing.
And the Disney
so
Legends,
cool.
Yeah, the Disney Legends are out there too. They'll be out there. They have their panels. They just want to kind of walk around and just talk to people, and they're just as big Disney geeks as we are. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Now, Trish, when we were kind of discussing before the show, we were talking about some of the pricing that happened. Of course, tickets are not on sale yet. According to the article, it looks like there's going to be special pricing on both 1 and 3 day tickets to the event, including an early bird if you are a Disney 23 Gold member. But obviously, you can purchase the tickets if you're not a member. But talk a little bit about the pricing. You mentioned that before we went on the air.
Yes, that it seems that the pricing is about the same as it was last year, from what they're saying. Well, no, they haven't announced the tickets for this year, have they? No. So I'm guessing it's going to go up. But last year, when it was an early bird deal, an adult ticket, if you are a member of D23, was $57, and $10 more, $67 if you're not a member, and a 3 day ticket was $164 if you're a member, and $194 if you're not.
Yeah.
And then after the early bird special, which is usually from when the tickets go on sale till the end of this year, that's the early bird time. Then after January 1st, the price goes up.
Well, and also too, D23, generally speaking, the attendance there is ginormous. I mean, we were just kind of joking around with the whole Disneyland attractions, but D23, the attendance there is usually at capacity. So definitely, if you do want to save some money, the gold membership may be the way to go, especially with the differences in the pricing. But just kind of go over some of the discussions that were happening with D23. We had, for example, in fact, I'm looking at who appeared last time: Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, Whoopi Goldberg, Jordan Fisher, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Hamill, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, Mandy Moore. And the stars of Disney's Descendants. Guests had the chance to take a jump into a life-size DuckTales money bin.
Nice.
They were also the first to see a full-scale model of Galaxy's Edge of the Star Wars-themed land coming to Disneyland and Walt Disney World Resorts, and were able to enjoy a full-length concert from Disney legend Alan Menken. Yeah, you probably have heard of his work. You may have heard his work. I don't know. Let's see. Aladdin. Beauty and the Beast, just a couple little scores that he's done. Trish, you also said about those Disney archives. There's the rich history throughout, extraordinary panels, presentations, and exhibits, and discovered the newest entertainment technology and products coming from Disney. So it's really just kind of like a. It is just, everyone talks about, well, you get to see the attractions and everything, but there's just so much to do there. So we're really looking forward. I know DisneyVerse Podcast will be down there. I know at least I will be. If you guys want to join us, please do. The more the merrier. And it should be a lot of fun. So we're going to have fun with that. Do you guys have any news that kind of broke throughout the week around the Disney parks or anything for that matter?
Nothing big. There's the rose golds craze has now given way to the millennial pink craze. So that's fun.
I don't like it as much.
Okay.
I think the rose gold's prettier.
What exactly is the big deal with this whole rose gold thing? Because my daughter loves the rose gold, and I'm like, okay, I don't what's this all? What exactly is this talking about?
I can't say why right now, but I can even tell you, even at work right now, gold cakes are really, really popular. I think it's just one of those things that the general public latches onto a specific theme, and Disney has found out that rose gold is really big right now, so they made rose gold ears and rose gold jerseys and rose gold cupcakes and rose gold macaroons and rose gold freaking everything. So
interesting.
Yeah, they're selling tons of, and now it's millennial pink. So now they have millennial pink ears coming out, and millennial pink jerseys coming out. And
okay, forgive me, but what's the difference between millennial pink and pink?
Well, the millennial pink comes out once every.
$20?
It comes out. Vicky, it comes out every 1,000 years. Duh. I mean, come on.
It's like bubblegum pink. I don't know.
I do have an answer.
No.
I do have an answer on why it's popular.
Okay.
Why is it popular?
You can blame this on Apple.
Why?
Apple.
Let's see here. This is according to article from Wired. In fact, I just Googled, why is rose gold so popular? It says you can blame Apple for this. No, it didn't invent rose gold gadgets. Credit for that goes to Samsung and the Galaxy Note 3 that came out a few years ago. Apple made this mainstream. It started with a $10,000 plus Apple Watch edition. Then it released the iPhone 6S, which is when rose gold really took off. So basically, Apple said, you know what, you guys are going to like this color and just deal with it.
And the general public went, yeah, and I mean, ran with it, I guess.
Rose gold. Jesus.
Okay, yeah,
Disney couldn't keep those gold ears on their shelves for months, and I thought it was insane because, number one, I'd been making gold and rose gold Mickey ears for like almost a year before Disney came out with them, and people were like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, just go to Etsy. Etsy's literally had them forever, but anyways, they literally couldn't keep them on the shelves. People were like practically getting in fistfights over the last set of rose gold ears on the shelf every time they got restocked. So I guess we'll see if millennial pink will have the same problem.
I googled millennial pink, and basically it says that it is also known as Tumblr pink.
Oh Jesus!
As in the social media?
As in social media.
Ooh,
yeah.
I'm just waiting for the Instagram blue.
It represents a kind of. It says it represents a kind of ironic prettiness or post-prettiness.
Wow.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. That's just like...
Okay, someone just
frick?
made that up and had fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm launching a new Crayola color set. We're gonna have Snapchat
Oh,
green.
good Lord,
We're gonna,
no.
yeah, we're gonna have all
No.
that. By the way, Millennial Pink can just go ahead and get out of the way. I'm launching. In fact, we're making the announcement here on the DisneyVerse podcast. I'm coming out with Bicentennial Turquoise. Okay, it's a brand new.
So much better
It is
than
a
pink.
brand new color we're having here. Hashtag Bicentennial Turquoise. So very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I saw the post on that. I mean, it does look really, really cool. And it also looks kind of like a warming color. It's not like some vibrant, out there kind of color.
I'm
so.
sorry. You know what it makes me think of?
Turquoise.
No, pink.
Oh yeah.
When I see that much pink, I think of Jackie O.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Of course, that big fateful day in November, she's wearing the really great pink dress that ends up having those spots of red on it.
So what you're saying is you're not going to be running out to buy a millennial pink?
No.
Okay.
I actually don't like pink, and I only wear pink for 2 reasons. My sister decided to have that in her wedding, and so I'm wearing a pink dress, God help me. And my husband likes the color pink. I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it with a passion.
Wow. It's just interesting that we just went on to talking about Jackie Onassis and
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm weird.
I'm just thinking that this is a conspiracy, And you know what I think of conspiracies? When I think of
dun.
No, I don't think of conspiracies. I think of Illuminatis. I mean, clearly.
Oh, I believe this is what we call a tangent.
Well, we started off with the Illuminati discussion before we get on to the show. You guys, sometimes I need to record these discussions we just have.
Oh no, it's probably best we don't.
No, then we can have an outtake show.
Well, we should have
Yeah, there you
should have something. We're not even drinking, by the way, just for the record. But it's we talk about Jackie Onassis, we talk about Millennium Pink and Turquoise Blue and all this kind of stuff. With Twitter Purple or whatever. And it all just came around with the Kennedy assassination. I don't know. That's fine.
Sorry.
No, that was actually kind of funny. That was like unexpected. So
I'm seeing pictures of all these girls in pink dresses and pink shirts, and I'm just waiting for the pillbox hat. I mean, we're 1 second away from that, and it's like, oh, that's way too much pink.
I'm just waiting for like all these Easter dresses, like the little girls are gonna dress up and like that rose gold or whatever.
No.
So I don't know. So anyway, as we're discussing rose gold dresses for Easter, we're talking actually today about holidays. Now the holidays at Disney parks, it's one of those type of things that it's they really go out for it. They
Yes.
really go out for it. They want people to get in that spirit. They want to have their windows all looking really good. They want to have them frosted and everything. When clearly Disneyland and Disney California and Disney World don't get any kind of snow. So hey, what do you expect? But it snows at night when they're during their parades. But there's more than just the Disneyland Christmas. There's also Disneyland Halloween. They do 4th of July every now and then. They'll throw in something like that as well. They do a lot of different
Don't forget about
things.
the Lunar New Year. They do a big event with that.
The Chinese New Year. That is
Yes.
correct. They do a lot of that as well. So obviously, when you talk about this, it kind of reminds me, we talk about Disney. It kind of goes back into your childhood. Do you guys remember Disney doing what they do now for Christmas or Halloween or any other events back when we were kids and we went to Disneyland that first time?
Well, Walt started doing a holiday thing back when he was alive. He was super into Christmas. He's the one that started the whole, choirs coming and celebration of all the different Christmas. He tried to integrate all of the different traditions from around the world around Christmas. So there's always been some kind of holiday celebration, but I think they're getting, bigger.
They've certainly taken it up a notch.
Yeah. Especially with, Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween was never a big thing in Disneyland. It wasn't until Knott's Berry Farm started doing their Not Scary Farm
Yeah.
Then they started drawing people away from Disneyland, and Disney was like, I don't think so.
And even in the beginning, when they started to do some things at Halloween, they didn't have the full immersion like they did at Christmas. And then all of a sudden, it's like a light bulb went off in someone's head. And it's crazy now. It's gorgeous.
You know, it's interesting because when you look at the Christmas holiday at Disney, and I'm going to talk about this for just a second because I have seen videos of this, and I really would love to be there for one of these days that they do this. I'm pretty sure Disney World does this. I do know Disneyland does this. They do the candlelight processional.
Oh yes.
Now,
Disney World's was first.
Disney. Okay, I wasn't sure. I know Disneyland did it, but I didn't know if Disney World did it. But so you guys know about the candlelight processional.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so for those who don't know what this is, basically, Neil Patrick Harris was someone who's done this in the past. They get these big celebrities. You don't know when this is going to be done. It just is done. And they usually will be in either an amphitheater. Sometimes they'll be in Town Square, Main Street, USA, and they'll get a big choir and they'll do this big performance. And he'll do a narration of a story and everything. It's just something that gets you really involved in the spirit of the holidays.
I believe now they have become so popular that they are ticketed events, and
Yes.
you have to, I think you almost have to be a annual pass holder or you're not going to get a ticket.
Yeah, they started to kind of backtrack a little bit in this past year, where it used to be kind of out there for anyone, and then I heard this past Christmas when Chris Hemsworth was the surprise narrator, because they didn't tell anyone that they are starting to dial back who can get tickets and when you can get tickets, and make it a more private event that happens to happen at the same time the park is open.
Yeah.
So
I believe Disney World's happens in Epcot. I could be wrong, but I believe Disney World's is in Epcot and is bigger. They have more capacity than Disneyland does.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I'm actually looking
Yeah,
at
it is
the
Epcot.
because I was looking at dates for some of the Halloween and stuff, and actually just popped up. They do it in Epcot. They do it in the international there. So
That was just off the top of my head.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So Walt Disney World, actually, it's kind of funny you say this. They have already announced the dates and already selling tickets for the 2018 edition of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Now, Very Merry Christmas was exclusive to Disney World, but now they're having that extended into Disneyland, and it sounds like it's going to be this year. The Not So Scary dates, ready for this? It starts August.
I saw that. Isn't that
August.
insane?
In fact, this article is from the Orlando Sentinel, which I do not have a subscription to, but if you would like to get me one, that would be great. The Not So Scary dates. So the first date is August 17th. August 17th, 24th, and 28th, and 31st.
Is that the earliest they've ever had that?
Well,
Wow.
I guess so. I mean, I'm just waiting for it to show up in June. I mean, here you go.
Well, the first time my parents did the Halloween party before they took, I think I was in college or something, but they did it without me. They said the first year they did the Halloween party, it was like the park was empty and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then over the next couple years, like everybody found out about it, and now it's like always super packed, always.
Well, and when you get into September, they're going to have it on Labor Day. So that's going to be interesting how Disney's
Holy
going to
crap.
have that. They're having
Then they're
their...
going to have to do the turnover for Haunted Mansion in August instead of Labor Day weekend.
No, I think it'll be in July. It'll probably be July that they're going to have that thing shut down, and because
Oh,
they
wow.
have to.
So it'll be 7 months a year, Jack, and
Right?
You know, they used to.
I like it, but still.
That's,
Yeah, they
that's
used
a
to
little
take.
insane.
They used to take like 3 weeks to turn over the Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion, and now they do it like in a week, if that. It's
Oh,
like
that's
even
not so
like
bad.
5 days.
That's not
Because
so
it
bad.
used to shut down right after Labor Day.
Oh,
weekend.
yeah.
And then it would open like the last weekend in September.
Yeah. So
And it's
Yes.
it's just earlier every year.
Exactly. So the not so scary dates, we talked about those. We have August, a few dates in August, and we have a bunch in September, and then of course we get into October. There's a whole bunch of dates on that. The Merry Christmas Party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, starts. The first one is November 8th. continuous dates kind of here and there. It will include on Thanksgiving as far as that as well. And then we'll continue on through December, which thankfully I will be there for that, which will be pretty freaking awesome. I will be there for Disney World. The one thing about the Halloween party, I want to get into this one first because the Halloween, there's been some issues with that, and I was doing some research before. So basically, people have been told, well, you can wear a mask. No, you can't wear a mask. The rule is that if you go into a Disney park, you are not allowed to wear a mask. You're not allowed to wear a mask at all, period. That is a safety thing. So if you go to these attractions, be prepared that you need to dress something that does not require a mask.
No Stormtrooper, no Darth Vader, that kind of thing.
Right. So,
and if you plan on going on rides, no capes and no costumes that would impede you or could be a safety hazard.
Right.
No capes.
Right. So I figure if I dress up as myself, I will probably win hands down, which I'm very excited about that. That would be really awesome. The event itself. So that's one thing. If people have gone to these events before, they're always, there's been kids who have dressed up in masks, and parents have been really adamant about that. But Disney has really stepped up their safety precautions and said, you know what, we really cannot have people wearing masks anymore. It is a liability. It's a safety issue, so that's fine. The Very Merry Christmas holiday, you're really dressing up. You're not wearing a mask or anything like that. But it's just, you get to walk around, stroll around during the holidays and have everything, Christmassy and everything, and it's exclusive. So when it means exclusive, you have to purchase a park ticket for this. And that park ticket starts at $75 in advance, while tickets for the Christmas event will start at $95 in advance.
What? Why?
In previous years, the admission price has varied, and general gets more expensive the closer each party gets to the respective holiday. Prices, the official 2018 are not posted yet on DisneyWorld.com, but this is what they charged as of last year. And of course, this is all just Disney World. I mean, this is not Disneyland. So, if you're saying, well, $75, that's what it's going to be. Well, keep in mind, this was as of last year. The prices could change. But, hey, you get to do something that's kind of different. You get to have something that's a little bit of fun. Again, when you go to a Disney park, you just need to be prepared to pay out of the wazoo to get some fun and have a good time.
Yeah, I got excited last year because I did Disneyland for my birthday, and my birthday is in the middle of November. And they've, already switched the park over to Christmas by that point, so there's Christmas trees everywhere and Christmas music playing and all that.
Nice.
That's
and the weekend that I was there, they announced in advance when the Very Merry Christmas Party was going to be. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I was unaware that it was only in Disney World and not Disneyland. And there's Very Merry Christmas parties on the dates that I was going to be in Disneyland.
Oh,
so they were only in Disney World. And I was like, dang it!
Well, nevertheless, I'm waiting for the invite from last year, so I'm really hurt, Terry, you did not invite me to that party.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, that's okay. The wrath is coming.
It's okay. I can't complain too much because I did the Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour instead. So that wasn't really a bad choice. I was just like, the Very Merry Christmas Party is on my longer list of bucket list items to eventually do.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Walt does a lot of awesome things. It's just been something that he's been able to create, and they've just been able to continue that. So that's another story for another time. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Anyway, moving on. So we talk about the holiday attractions. Disney World, Disney's California Adventure, but Disney Paris, Disney Tokyo, they also get into that as well too. And when you talk about the international flavor of it, Disney always really tries to make a point to say, okay, we do have celebrations of Christmas, but we do also have other holidays that they do kind of partake in as well too. It's just not just strictly Christmas. Well, that's the only holiday we're going to have here, but they have, they celebrate, Kwanzaa. They have the Jewish holiday. I mean, there's all these different holidays that they have, and they're really very careful that they don't want to exclude anybody from that.
No, they even have a Feast of the Three Kings, Epiphany, and they do a really good job with it.
No, that's fantastic. No, I really, really like that. So again, those are the dates. I know it's kind of surprising that they're having the Not So Scary holiday party in August for Disney World. Disneyland, those dates I've been checking as you guys are talking. So far, those dates have not yet been announced. So, of course, if Disney is following the model of announcing D23 after we talked about it, we will expect an
Then we'll
announcement.
have all the details.
We'll have the
tomorrow.
details tomorrow. Exactly. Well, exactly. So, so we talk about Disney parks. We all, you experience it. But see, for me personally, living down in Southern California, being able to go to the parks, it's not for me just about the parks themselves. It's about the movies. It's about the music. And one of my earliest recollections of Disney Christmas holiday was the Christmas movie with Mickey Mouse and Scrooge McDuck. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, or Mickey's Christmas Carol, not Once Upon a Christmas.
Yes.
That's another one, but Mickey's Christmas Carol. This was a show that was on NBC for many years before.
I watched it every year.
Oh, I did too, and I deliberately will, and I can probably find the DVD if I have it. If I don't, then I'll just order it. But
I have it.
yeah, but
Me too.
My parents have it.
but on
And
Freeform,
did you know that this was the first time that this was the first Mickey Mouse cartoon since Walt died?
Oh wow!
I didn't know that.
It was the first time that they actually had to get someone else to do Mickey Mouse's voice, and that's where they got Wayne Allwayne in to do the voice of Mickey.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And it was also the first time they had to recast Goofy as well.
Oh,
And he played who did he play?
Bob Cratchit.
No, Jacob
not Bob
Marley.
Cratchit.
he
Jacob
played.
Marley.
Yeah, no, Bob
Mickey
Cratchit
Mouse
was Mickey.
Was Mickey.
Yeah, Bob
Yeah.
Cratchit was Mickey. Jacob Marley was Goofy. And and that
And
was
he
kind
was the funniest, scary ghost I ever saw.
and that was also kind of an introduction to Scrooge a little bit more, because eventually that character spun off into DuckTales. Because,
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of cool to have that, because DuckTales is back on TV now. David Tennant, I think we may have heard of him as a former doctor at one point in time.
I've heard of him once in a while.
Yeah, every now and then. But no, he's on there. I believe he plays the voice of Scrooge McDuck, I believe.
Yes, he does.
Nice.
So he
An
plays
amazing
that.
job.
Yeah, and he sounds. I mean, it sounds like, oh, this is the same character, but it's not the same guy. It's a different guy. So you hear all that, but yeah, I mean, the stuff that they do on television, and I mean, Freeform, which was formerly ABC Family, they changed the name a couple years ago, but they're still owned by Disney. They just kind of did a rebranding and did something a little bit different to where it'd be more targeting for the tweens up to the young adults. But they do a lot of the different Disney shows on there for the holidays, but they'll also do the Halloween stuff as well.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And my first Disney Christmas special, I can remember there was they had a thing on the Disney Channel called A Disney Channel Christmas, and
Yes.
I still have it on a VHS tape somewhere, and it's all these clips of different parts of Disney movies and different Disney cartoons, all sewn together with Jiminy Cricket doing little bits in between talking about Christmas. And we watch that special every year.
Oh,
I still try to watch it every year because
I think
just enjoy it that much.
I think I remember seeing that, because it used to be about, he would just, let's talk about this now, all this, stuff that he talks about. But it's just stuff that they do that's a holidays that you can be like me, 40-year-old man, then I'll get excited about watching Mickey's Christmas Carol or everything like that. So I mean, it's really fun. It's a lot of fun that they do that, and it's a blast. Love it every time that they do that. Just fantastic. And also with the streaming service that they're having, Netflix still has some Disney stuff on there. They still have a ton of Christmas and all their other holiday stuff on there, and Disney Channel also has that as well. They have the not Thanksgiving, the St. Patrick's Day stuff on their Disney Channel.
The Luck of the Irish?
The Luck of the Irish. It's on there. I'm like, this movie's like 15 years old, and then
It came out when I was a teenager, I believe.
yeah, that's on there. And then of course Halloween Town. There's like 17 different variations of Halloween Town.
Hocus.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one has a cult following now.
Hocus
Yes.
Pocus. I was
Love Hocus
actually
Pocus.
just going to get into that. Hocus Pocus is it's an all right movie. You know, it's okay.
All right.
I mean, it's okay. Keep in mind,
Oh.
it is the 25th anniversary of Hocus Pocus. So don't be surprised later in the year maybe Disney comes out with a 25th anniversary.
Dude, that came out when I was 5?
1993 is when
Aw. I remember
Hocus-
watching that at a slumber party.
I just like
and-
how you guys all did. Aww.
Yeah, I was married at the time.
I
We
was
only have a slight age difference.
Yeah.
so here's
I'm
a,
young at heart, okay?
You were married, I was 5. It's fine.
I was
I
yeah.
was 93. Let's see, I was
You were 8.
14, 15.
Oh my god. I was let's see. I was 16.
I think we're the same age, aren't we, Michael?
We're very close. I just turned 40
Okay.
a couple months ago.
I'm going to be 40 this year, so yeah.
Oh, big party for Trish.
Woohoo!
So
I
here-
threw a kick-ass party when I was 40. Pity I didn't know you guys yet.
well, that's okay. Jesus, we're not, why are we getting these
You're
invites
invited
for
to my
birthdays?
50th.
That's where I had my 30th birthday.
Disney?
Yes.
Okay, I'm real. Okay,
No! I
I-
just celebrated my 30th.
That was a hard one.
I am getting butthurt. Okay, Terry didn't had her birthday in Disneyland. Vicky's had her birthday. I mean, Jesus, I'm just.
That was
I
the
had my
okay.
anniversary
I turned
in
30
Disneyland.
in Disneyland, but that is the first and only time I've ever done Disney on my birthday. Because my birthday's in the middle of November, so, I was
Oh, that's
usually in
hard.
school or working.
Just imagine me. My
Yeah.
birthday's December 29th. Okay.
Oh!
That
Your
is-
birthday's the day before my kids.
Yeah. See, that's why my birthday's bad, buddy.
We did it once on my son's birthday.
So
That was okay. Never again.
So here's some little fun facts about Hocus Pocus. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it came out in '93. Without looking, don't look. What month and day? Actually, I won't even do the date. I'll just ask, what month did Hocus Pocus come out?
September?
Oh.
No,
April.
no,
It wasn't October because that would be too obvious.
July.
July.
July. It is the perfect summer blockbuster, Hocus Pocus. When I think of summer blockbusters, I think of a Halloween movie. Anyway, so
Hocus Pocus did win me a Disney cruise trivia. We did, you're on a boat with a whole bunch of other Disney nerds, so it's really hard to win trivia.
Right.
We did a Disney villains trivia.
ooh,
And
Ah.
Winifred Sanderson was the answer that only our
Sweet.
team got. And we won that round.
nice.
You must not have been with a bunch of real Disney fans.
It's an easy one to overlook.
It takes one to know
People
one.
are like,
Okay.
oh.
So here's the funny thing. This is one of those kind of movies, like you guys were talking about it being a cult following when I first brought up the movie. It didn't make very much in the box office. Of course, 93, the inflation, everything. It came out to $39.5 million. If you take it into inflation, it only made 50. It only did $50. So it actually is considered by Hollywood experts to be a box office flop.
Yeah, but so was Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
So,
You can't look at-
You just can't space it on that alone.
And what is it? It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
that
did
was a
not
flop
come out.
too.
That was a flop too because they released it also, I think, in July.
See, that's
It
why
was-
there's a lot of cult followings that don't do well in the theaters or even like on regular television. They don't do well, but then people will get like a following behind it, and they'll love it to death. So
There's some things that just get more popular with time.
yeah. Now
Yes.
here's the funny thing that I find it very interesting. The director is Kenny Ortega. Do you guys
Yes.
you guys know who he is, right?
High School Musical.
Okay, not just okay. The funny thing is, I don't think of Kenny Ortega from High School Musical. Yes, he did direct High School Musical.
You think of him from Thriller?
No, I don't even think of him as from that either. He did a movie back in 2008 where he or 2008, 29. Anyway, it was the movie with him and Hannah Montana. He directed the Hannah Montana movie. So and he Yeah, he's a very interesting person. I'll just say that. So, yeah. So anyway, so yeah.
Well,
so there you go.
his first break, and it's another cult movie, was Xanadu.
Mm-hmm.
And he did get to choreograph Gene Kelly. I mean, I'll give him that. Xanadu has its place. A big enough bottle of wine.
Xanadu? Wait, go back.
I've actually never seen Xanadu.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it is so bad it's good.
That's what everyone keeps telling me.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
I have just dated myself
One day.
now, haven't I?
One day
I saw it in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
I think I've just been dissed.
We've all got those movies. Vicky, don't worry
Yes.
about it. We've all got those movies that we can admit.
I have a bad
theater.
issue with cult movies.
Yeah. When we're not recording, I'll tell you some of the other ones that I've seen in the movie theater.
Yes!
I want to get my roller skates
Have
out.
a cult movie episode.
See, now, okay, that's there might be some Disney movies that we could kind of follow with that, but there's a ton of. See, okay, this is not a Disney movie, but I want to do the movie Rad.
Oh god!
Have you guys seen that movie? Have you guys seen the movie Rad?
I don't think I've ever heard of it. What is it?
No.
Rad?
Rad. Okay, let me pause this. So basically, I'm looking at Olivia Newton-John just doing dancing to. So basically, Rad is a movie. It's basically like, I'm trying to think of the movie. It's like Flashdance. So basically, it's like Flashdance but on bikes. Okay.
I was gonna say it has nothing to do with Flash.
No, but it's like there's people that don't like these kids who do that, and they have a movie.
Yes.
They have a song from this movie. It's with I believe Lori Loughlin. In fact, I've got this song playing right now. It's "Send Me an Angel." We're playing the hits.
That song is in so many movies.
I know, but this song, every time I hear this song, I always want to just get my BMX bike
Oh my god!
and just start dancing.
I think about, let's see, Austin High School prom with Joey Janishek. So,
It's just insane.
I'm too young for this, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's probably a good thing.
Is this a montage that's going on right now? Because it feels like a montage song.
See, we talk about everything on the Disney
Because
podcast.
80s was, every movie had to have a montage.
I am actually sending you guys a link right now
Oh god!
of Rad, the movie "Send Me an Angel." I'm not going to suggest that you guys, go on it because we're all going to be playing that same song. But I would highly suggest that you sing "Send Me an Angel." You know what's also a funny one
my
too
God, no.
is Real Genius.
Oh, I love that one.
love that movie.
I love Real Genius.
I totally want some popcorn now. Like, take the professors.
Oh, the good old days of Jiffy Pop.
That's right.
It was probably toxic and took years off of our lives.
Hey, you know what? That's the best $1.95 I spent at Walmart. Okay, the Jiffy
You
Pop is
spent
awesome.
$1.95 on Jiffy Pop?
Damn,
So,
damn
I
right.
Thanks,
literally
they sold
had
it for 50
to-
cents.
I literally had to Google it because I'd never heard of it. And yeah, that came out 2 years before I was born.
Are you
Oh,
talking?
shut up.
Are
We
you
love
ta-
you anyway.
Are you talking about Jiffy Pop or Rad?
Real Genius.
Oh, Real
Oh,
Genius.
you have to
Oh
see
dear
it.
God.
It is so funny.
I
Yes.
wasn't born yet, guys.
That's okay. Come to my house. You can watch it anytime.
Oh, I have the DVD.
Did you ever see Top Secret?
Yes.
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 Wait, Michael, have you seen it?
Oh yes, I have. Val
Oh,
Kilmer. Hello.
Just-
Oh my God, that is the best inappropriate movie of all time.
That's right. Second only to Eddie Murphy. Anyway, so we're
Now, see, the first movie I ever saw Val Kilmer in was Willow. So
Yes.
imagine taking that guy from Willow and then seeing Real Genius. It was like, what? What the heck is going on here? Yeah.
well, of course,
And
you
then
know.
it was even worse. And then it was even worse when I saw Top Secret. I was like, oh, wow.
It's of course. There's always you talk about cult movies. There's only one big cult movie that I like.
Is there going to be something else that I've never seen?
What is this? I don't even know what it is.
Wait, stop. I just paused it.
Are you kidding
Wait,
me?
who said that?
Neverending Story.
Oh, you know what? Okay, now don't kill me, but I've only seen Neverending Story once, and that was last year.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
hold on.
no, and the theme song is written by Kaja Gulu's lead singer. I mean, come on.
Lim Hall or something like that. I think I'm looking. I can never pronounce it. Lim Hall. But okay, back up. We need to start.
That one was 3 years before I was born.
See, it was around when I was a kid, but I just never watched it.
I saw it once, or I probably saw it as a kid, but it was so long ago that I do not remember any of it.
When my friends found out that I had never saw it, they made me watch it, and
Wait.
I was like, wow, maybe if I was a kid, I might have liked it, but
I remember there was a giant white dog at some point, and that's about it.
yeah, I don't have the childhood connection to it.
That's okay. You will create that childhood
See,
connection.
I was that crazy kid with the whacked out imagination, so I so identified with that movie, even though I was in high school when it came out.
That explains everything. That explains everything.
I would have been that kid.
Okay, when you have a stuffed, looks like a 80-foot dog with a tail, with eggs in the back of his back.
Yep.
I mean, hello.
I think somebody told me that I looked like the dog from the Neverending Story when I was a teenager, and I'm highly offended.
Oh, that's just mean.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of mean things as
He
a
looks
child.
like a big fluffy
All
dog/dragon.
Terry, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice. I learned this from the Neverending Story, and I know we're kind of going way off on the thing, but that's fine. The Neverending Story. So, what I would ever suggest, if you ever ride a horse, particularly a white horse that is your companion, don't go into a swamp in mud. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
You know what? That part. The only thing I didn't cry. I cried everything. I mean, I watched.
Don't say anything.
All I could say was that stupid horse.
That horse.
That's all I could say. And my friends are all sitting there crying, and I'm like, that stupid horse.
Yes. I'm just saying. It's the horse, man. You know, it's also an empowering movie because it also has a lot of great kind of it's the kid's bullied and he has his imagination that's powerful, and then the dog comes down and takes out. I keep calling the dog. I'm gonna call him Clifford with a long the Dragon Clifford. I'm gonna call him the Dragon Clifford. So.
The White Clifford.
The White Clifford, yes, with eggs on the
Because
back.
he wasn't red.
No, it was an albino Clifford. It was an albino long-tailed dragon. It's like freaking dragon tails, like that. Are there any
snake dog?
snake? It could be a snake dog. It could be a snake dog, especially when he's chasing.
Parrot, I guess.
Well, especially when he's chasing teenagers through the alley in Vancouver, British Columbia. If you guys have actually seen the movie, you're like, oh, that's Vancouver. You know that, so.
I've been to Vancouver. I love Vancouver. Anyways.
It's a.
Oh my gosh.
This
we
podcast
can probably
is.
go back to Disney.
I
now.
know this is
Oh,
what
yeah,
happens.
Disney.
We just come up with a topic and we just start talking. We just kind of go on anything here. So I don't know. So that's just me. Anyway, so we talked about non-Disney movies. We as we do sometimes here on the DisneyVerse podcast. We talk about Kenny Ortega being a kind of a creep, which apparently he is. Actually, speaking of Kenny Ortega, there actually is some Kenny Ortega news. I know you guys are patiently waiting for this.
Yeah.
He is going to be directing the third and final Descendants. Looks like Disney is looking to move on from the Descendants franchise, and particularly Dove Cameron. They are looking to bring them on for one last ride on the Disney Channel train, and then they will eventually part ways, and then Dove will do her own thing. And
On Marvel.
Yeah, she probably will. She might even join.
I know she's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, she might even join. What's the on the CW? It's the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody or whatever. One of the kids is on the on the show
Riverdale. It's already been
Riverdale.
canceled.
Riverdale has been canceled.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I mean, maybe there was a movement to bring it back. I only made it through one episode.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just way too teenage drama, and I'm just so not into that.
We have breaking news into the DisneyVerse podcast. Riverdale has been canceled. Very interesting. Anyway, so.
Well, it wasn't like it was a Disney show anyway.
Yeah, well, but it did have a Disney cast member on there.
Yes. And it ruined the comic book from my childhood. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, and this is the time of year where a lot of these shows are going through the whole, are they going to be canceled? Are they not going to be canceled? So, there's a lot of things happening. So, it's pretty interesting. So, Will and Grace apparently may be canceled too. Just throwing it out there too.
Aww.
They're not getting the ratings, but Roseanne has been renewed, and Last Man Standing apparently. If you're an ABC fan, Last Man Standing is expected to return because of the popularity with the Roseanne show. So there you go. There's your entertainment news for the day. We've given you all the entertainment news, so that's going to do it for another edition of the DisneyVerse podcast. Just kidding. All right, so yeah, so Disney has some pretty cool holidays. Disney has some pretty cool holiday celebration, and they do a lot of different themes, and we'll talk about the Disney themes as we go through our podcast series here. But one last thing I do want to mention before we wrap things up, we do have the DisneyVerse Podcast Fan Contest. So we do want to say thank you to everybody who has liked the page, who shared the page. For us to do this, we couldn't thank you guys very, very much. I can't even give enough thanks to you guys. So every couple of months, we're going to do a contest. We're going to do another one in May. I haven't announced it yet because, frankly, I haven't thought of one yet. So we will do a contest here in May. It'll probably tie in this summer, so we'll be doing something like that. But the contest was you had to like the page, and then you had to share the contest, or share the page itself. And if you won the copy of the Disney animated feature Coco, and this is the movie with the DVD, Blu-ray, and the digital code that is through Movies Anywhere. If you have a lot of the Disney streaming devices, movies locked in there, you're probably familiar with Movies Anywhere. This is really the way it's going with a lot of the movies that you purchase with that digital code. So you're going to get all that with this Disney movie. Of course, it did win Best Picture and Best Song at the Academy Awards recently, and the lucky winner is Bettina Lemire, I believe. Bettina Lemire, you are the winner of the DisneyVerse Podcast fan Facebook page. I will be sending you a message as soon as this episode is published, so expect that to come through over the next little bit.
Yay.
Also, we do have a show announcement, not particularly adding to the Walt Disney. I didn't want to make this announcement until you guys were on here. But the end of April, it will be the first episode of Disney After Dark.
Woohoo!
We are going to be, it is, so the show, I have to come up with a title because there is another podcast with Disney After Dark, so I don't want to take that show name from them. But it's going to be on the DisneyVerse Podcast page. It's going to be on the same links and everything like that. It's just going to be named a little bit differently. To warn you guys, it's going to be talking about everything. There's no particular topic, but there will be profanity. So just want to forewarn you, when we do have our shows that come out here, it will not be for the faint of heart, and it will not be for the for the virgin ears. So if you would like to listen, please do. And if you, of course, want to be on that show, please let us know. We'd like to have you on. But there will be profanity. Just don't be cussing every 3 seconds because, God forbid, then I'll have to jump that up to 1.5 seconds when I cuss. So, but, we've had a pretty good episode on the DisneyVerse podcast. We talked holidays. We talked about the love for the Neverending Story. We talked about the cult classics. There's a lot. But I think there's one last thing we should go through. We should play this song one last time, especially for Atreyu. And if you like fandoms of flying dogs, dog lizards,
and stupid horses
that like to and snails and rock biters. If you like rock biters, if you like bats that like to hang upside down when they sleep, and you like the character, which I believe the character from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is in this movie as well. Wasn't he? He was in that first scene where he's going through the dream sequence. I think that's him. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks a lot like him.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Well, there you go. So I'm playing. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. We'll be enjoying that. So
It's also on my show.
it's on my show. So we will have our first showing at 10:50. Please bring your Milk Duds and popcorn. Thanks very much for joining us here on the DisneyVerse Podcast. We'll check back in with you guys next time. We'll talk about something maybe Disney more related more often, but that's all right. This is how we do it. Until then, from Terry, Patricia, Trish, this is Michael saying so long. We'll see you guys later.